Hola everyone, JV Throws here, back with another video. Today we talk about Frontier City in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Frontier City is one of the newest parks to get acquired by Six Flags, originally owned by a different company. And because it was owned by a different company, it's not completely similar to other Six Flags parks. Like for example, its theming is way better, and overall has a different feeling than other Six Flags parks. I've been to Frontier City a total of 5 times, and every time I went, it was so much fun. Sure, it's very small, but to me, size doesn't matter, and this park is actually really good. It almost has the same charm as Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. They're extremely similar, as they both have a theme native to their state. And while Frontier City doesn't have any standout attractions, the attractions they currently have is not bad either. Plus, there's definitely room for improvement in this park. But what if I told you this improvement is coming sooner than we thought, and that Frontier City is more important than you think it is? So in today's video, I'm going to explain my theory of why I think Frontier City is the wild card of Six Flags parks, and will be a major theme park in the Six Flags chain coming up. But before I get into my theory, I would like to say, if you're new here to my channel and you like my content, be sure to press the like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to know when new videos come out on my channel. 86.9% of you who watch my content aren't subscribed, and it would really help a lot if you did subscribe, so don't be afraid to click the little red button down below. And thank you so much to those who already subscribed to my channel, it really means a lot. Anyways, let's get into my theory. Frontier City in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, Six Flags park in the chain. It doesn't have a lot of extreme rides, and Six Flags hasn't really touched this park at all ever since they bought it. So you might be wondering, how could Frontier City be Six Flags' secret weapon? And what does it mean to be a wild card? Well, a wild card is defined as a person or object that surpasses its abilities that you think it has. Essentially, it's something that gets you off guard. So how is Frontier City the wild card of Six Flags? Well, here's my theory. While in the beginning, Six Flags only bought Frontier City because they wanted another Six Flags chain, after seeing the park's potential and seeing how well it did during COVID, Six Flags has decided to use Frontier City as their new secret weapon, and will now actually invest in the park and care for it, with brand new attractions, innovative upgrades, and slowly allowing this park to become one of the best in the Six Flags chain, with the most theming and possibly the best experience in any Six Flags park. Essentially, Frontier City will get a major upgrade, and will no longer be known as a small park. Seems a little bit far-fetched, don't you think? But as you know, I wouldn't make a theory like this without any evidence backing it up, and after looking for clues, I think I have some sustainable evidence that could prove that my theory might be accurate. The first piece of evidence starts way back at the beginning of COVID. Remember that time where no one can go to theme parks and everyone was in quarantine? Yeah, that horrible nightmare. Well, as soon as things started to open up slowly, and we could live a somewhat normal life, Six Flags decided it was time to open up their theme parks just for a little bit, with safety precautions of course. But they didn't open all their chains. They only opened a few of their parks. And which park was first to open? Frontier City. Now you might just call it a coincidence, and maybe it's because the park is small. But if you really think about it, Six Flags did this for a reason. I think they wanted to see how well Frontier City could perform during the situation, and after seeing how good it performed, Six Flags noticed the potential in this park, and because of this, they decided it's time to actually care for Frontier City, because in the case that COVID hits again, which I hope it doesn't, but if it did, Frontier City would be even better than before. They could open it up again, have newer rides with newer experiences, and make tons of money, as well as draw more crowds to Oklahoma, which the only good theme park there is Frontier City. And unlike the other Six Flags parks, this one probably has the most potential to actually grow with. For example, it already has amazing theming. It really does feel western there. So they wouldn't have to retheme anything. They can keep it back at its original roots and just add on to it. Plus, they have tons of room to grow. It's not a lot, but it's big enough, and they could definitely add more. Plus, with Frontier City being the only major theme park in Oklahoma, it would be a really good investment in upgrading this park, because then everyone in Oklahoma will want to come to Frontier City. And yes, I do know one piece of evidence won't support this theory, but there's actually more to this. Pretty recently, Frontier City has been getting some minor upgrades to the park. Like for example, Quick Draw. Their dark ride attraction was in really bad shape. 99% of all their animatronics weren't even moving. And the first time I went there, it was really bad. But after my recent visit, all the animatronics are working again. And it looks way better than it was before. There's also other upgrades, such as Diamondback, which now has a roof covering on top of the ride. And overall, these minor adjustments in the park are signs that Six Flags will care about this park, and could mean that my theory is true. Plus, with Frontier City having some room to expand, and them not getting a ride for the 2020 season, I definitely see something new in their future. But that leads to the next question. If Frontier City is the wild card for Six Flags, what will Six Flags do to the park? And what type of new rides will they bring? In my opinion, I don't think Six Flags is going to retheme the park or something like that. There's definitely not going to be any Looney Tunes or DC stuff anytime soon. I think they're going to keep this park separate than the others, and use the theming they already have, and add on to it, possibly making Frontier City the most themed Six Flags park. And as for rides, I definitely see more thrilling attractions coming. Frontier City definitely needs a standout attraction, and a thrilling coaster or a thrilling flat ride would definitely make sense for this park. And when could all this happen? I think this year. With COVID not completely done yet, and many ride delays, the perfect park to get a brand new attraction is Frontier City. They didn't get anything in 2020, so this year they could actually get something big. And what ride would that be? An S&S Scream & Swing. If you remember, last year, we thought new rides were coming to the Six Flags chain in 2021, and one of the rides rumored to go to one of the Six Flags parks was an S&S Scream & Swing. The reason why is because S&S and Six Flags are becoming good friends, and they want more of their rides. And what better attraction than an S&S Scream & Swing? And as for the park it was going to go to, we all thought it was going to go to Fiesta Texas, because that park is known as a testing ground for new attractions. But if you really think about it, the park perfect for this attraction is Frontier City. And if you remember, during my prediction video, I said that if Frontier City got the S&S Scream & Swing, it proves that they're the wild card in the Six Flags chain. And if my prediction does come true, that proves that Frontier City is a wild card in relation to all the Six Flags parks. That means when Frontier City is there, expect the unexpected. They are a very underrated park, and they could become successful if Six Flags actually cares about them. And if Frontier City did end up getting a new ride this year, and if it was an S&S Scream & Swing or any extreme attraction, that means my theory will be accurate, and Frontier City is looking at a new, bright future. But in result, this is just a theory, pretty much just speculation, and it would be really cool to see Frontier City get some major upgrades, and I mean good upgrades. Frontier City is a very small park, and it has lots of room to grow, and seeing it become a major Six Flags park would be pretty cool, and overall a good investment. Oklahoma deserves a big theme park, and while yes, Frontier City is the perfect park for Oklahoma, giving the park an upgrade wouldn't be a bad thing. But in result, what do you think of my theory? Is it accurate? Could you see Frontier City becoming the wild card of Six Flags? And what type of upgrades would you like to see in the park? Comment down below. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is JB Thrills, signing out.